Subscribe man for a journey of self-realization and press bell icon to get notification for new video.
Question. While commuting to work, I chant the Holy Naam, but my mind gets distracted and starts thinking about other things. Eventually, I refocus on the Holy Naam. The same happens at the office. While performing my duties, I try to chant the Naam, but it only happens intermittently, for brief moments. My question is, instead of chanting the Holy Naam while working, is doing my job sincerely equivalent to chanting the Holy Naam? Sri Sadguru's explanation. Yes, doing your job sincerely can be equivalent to chanting the Holy Naam, but only when you begin to perceive the Naam in your work. The real question is, do people truly understand the Naam in the work they do? Think about it. After chanting the Holy Naam for 10-15 years, does anyone truly grasp or realize the Holy Naam within their job? In my last discourse, I discussed the connection, the relation between the Holy Naam and your work. But how many of you have truly understood? How many truly realize that the Holy Naam is present everywhere, which includes your job? For most, the feeling that the Holy Naam is everywhere is superficial. You may say that the Holy Naam and your job are one, but it is just a statement. Do you genuinely see the Holy Naam in your work? If you truly realize that the job you are doing is the Holy Naam, then you would not even need to say that you will do your job properly. The love for the Holy Naam would automatically guide you to perform your duties well. You would not have to make extra efforts to do your job well. However, the reality is that we do not realize the Holy Naam within us. Nor do we recognize Almighty Sri Sadguru, who embodies the Naam or the Holy Naam, which is omnipresent. What we understand is only our own name, our identity. We fail to grasp the true meaning of our own name or the names of others. Reflect for a moment. How many of us truly understand the Naam present in our relationships? Just knowing the names of your wife, son, or others is not enough. Take a clerk in an office. For example, he might write 50 names in a register every day, but merely writing or speaking a name is not enough. What's important is experiencing the Naam within the name. In a way, it is a selfish act to be attached to the names of our relatives. Yet we struggle even with that. So how can we expect to connect with the Holy Naam present in the work we do? To truly connect and realize the Holy Naam in our work, it is essential to chant the Holy Naam while performing our duties. In the Ramayana, there is a reference where, during the exile, the boatman chants the Naam of Lord Rama while ferrying him across the Sharayu river. Imagine Lord Rama himself is sitting in the boat, yet the boatman still chants his Naam. You might wonder, why chant the Naam when Lord Rama is right there in the boat? The boatman knows that Lord Rama's presence in the boat is temporary. He is just another passenger, like the hundreds he ferries every day. Unless the boatman realizes that every passenger is Lord Rama, the question that the Naam and the person sitting there are one will not arise. But that realization does not come easily. Until we realize that the Holy Naam and everything we do are one, we must chant the Holy Naam while discharging our duties. In fact, the day you realize that the Holy Naam is omnipresent, you won't need to chant the Naam anymore. Why do we chant the Holy Naam? Because there is a sense of distance. For instance, if I want to pick up this cup of tea, it's because there is a distance between me and the cup. Even if that distance is less than an inch, I still have to make an effort to pick it up. But if the cup were a part of me, would I need to perform the act of picking it up? No. The next step is understanding the oneness with everything around us. When we achieve that oneness, nothing more needs to be done. Even if you don't see the cup, you could imagine it and drink the tea from it. The day you achieve this oneness with everything around you, all these questions will cease. Of course, this stage is far on the spiritual path. It can take years to attain, but if you surrender yourself, you might reach it the very next day. However, if after last week's discussion you still have questions, like whether doing your job sincerely is enough, or whether chanting the Holy Naam is necessary, this suggests that you see chanting the Naam as a means to ensure your job is done properly. If the outcome of your work is not satisfactory, you might even blame the Holy Naam, saying, I chanted the Naam while working, but the outcome was not as expected. You must resolve to chant and associate yourself with the Holy Naam, regardless of the results of your job. No matter whether you realize Almighty Sri Sadguru within yourself, you should continue to chant the Holy Naam. There should be no ifs and buts. There should be no expectation in the process. Where there are expectations, there is grief. People often fall into deep sorrow, not because of circumstances, but because of their own expectations. The body given by Sri Sadguru and the soul within each one of us, which is none other than the Sri Sadguru himself, is a form of bliss, selflessness and philanthropy. If Sri Sadguru and you are one, then these qualities are within you as well. But these qualities only become visible in you at certain moments. The reason is that you feel the oneness with Almighty Sri Sadguru in flashes. Most of the time, you are alone with your outer self, your ego. When you are in sync with your inner self, these questions won't arise. The thoughts of chanting the Holy Naam while working or understanding the Naam in your job will disappear. Let's take a simple example. I use daily examples because they are easy to relate to. The lady of the house, while cooking, multitasks. While rolling out bread, she is also preparing vegetables. She adds ingredients to the vegetables effortlessly. She doesn't need to be reminded to add salt or spices. She has been multitasking like this for years without needing reminders. She gets the bread baked while cooking the vegetables and preparing the salad, all simultaneously. It's not that she bakes the bread first, then shifts to cutting the salad, and then starts cooking the vegetables. In fact, if a guest arrives or someone asks for a cup of tea while she is preparing the food, she can do that effortlessly. Jai Sai Ram.